Today will be the last day of this dangerous act. Yes, we should have a full day today. The nets are all in place, and the drag is about to begin. We'll know before the day is out whether we have caught our big, lean-jawed pike, or whether he has got through the meshes.
Have you been on the moor already?
I have sent a report from Grimpen to Princetown as to the death of Selden. I think I can promise that none of you will be troubled in the matter. And I have also communicated with my faithful Cartwright, who would certainly have pined away at the door of my hut, as a dog does at his master's grave, if I had not set his mind at rest about my safety.
What is the next move?
To see Sir Henry Baskerville.
You look like a general who is planning a battle with his chief of the staff. What are my orders?
You are engaged, as I understand, to dine with our friends the Stapletons tonight.
I hope that you will come also. They are very hospitable and friendly people, and I am sure that they would be very glad to see you.
Friendly, are they? But Watson and I should go to London at once.
Hall and Moor are not very nice places when one is alone.
Well, only for some days. Give Stapleton our message that I am sorry I can't have dinner with him today. Now, you will go to Merripit House in Atonga but will tell the owner that you insist upon walking home.
On the moor?
Yes. And as you value your life, do not go across the moor in any direction save along the straight path which leads from Merripit House to the Grimpen Road, and is your natural way home. Now we'll leave.
Any orders, sir?
You will take this train to town, Cartwright. The moment you arrive you will send a wire to Sir Henry Baskerville, in my name, to say that if he finds the pocket book which I have dropped he is to send it by registered post to Baker Street.
There is one telegram for you, sir. It says, will reach with unsigned warrant at 4:30. Lestrade.
His plan of campaign was beginning to be evident. He would use the baronet in order to convince the Stapletons that we were really gone, while we should actually return at the instant when we were likely to be needed. That telegram from London, if mentioned by Sir Henry to the Stapletons, must remove the last suspicions from their minds. Already I seem to see our nets drawing closer around that lean-jawed pike.
I am investigating the circumstances which attended the death of the late Sir Charles Baskerville. My friend here, Dr. Watson, has informed me of what you have communicated, and also of what you have withheld in connection with that matter. You have confessed that you asked Sir Charles to be at the gate at 10 o'clock. We know that that was the place and hour of his death. You have withheld what the connection is between these events. In that case the coincidence must indeed be an extraordinary one. But I think that we shall succeed in establishing a connection after all. I wish to be perfectly frank with you, Mrs. Lyons. We regard this case as one of murder, and the evidence may implicate not only your friend Mr. Stapleton, but his wife as well.
His wife.
It's not a secret anymore. His sister is his wife in real.
His sister. His wife. He has deceived me. He is a great liar.
So he has.
I will tell you everything. This man had offered me marriage on condition that I could get a divorce from my husband. He has lied to me, the villain, in every conceivable way. Not one word of truth has he ever told me. And why? I imagined that all was for my own sake. But now I see that I was never anything but a tool in his hands. He insisted me to send that letter for financial gain. Later at night when I was leaving for the moor he stopped me and told me that my going would cause some problems. The next day he told me that Sir Charles had died and the death was a mysterious one, so I would be suspected if the letter was found. And so I kept quit and became a nice little doll in his hand.
Thanks, Mrs. Lyons. We'll be leaving now. Ha, here's Lestrade.
Got anything good? I've brought unsigned warrant.
The biggest thing for years, we have 2 hours before we need think of starting. I think we might employ it in getting some dinner and then, Lestrade, we will take the London fog out of your throat by giving you a breath of the pure night air of Dartmoor. Never been there. Ah, well, I don't suppose you will forget your first visit. We're almost there.
Welcome, Sir Henry.
We have to wait here now. You have been in that house, Watson. Go and check out what they are doing.
Excuse me a minute, Sir Henry. Let's get the Hound out of the outhouse. Holmes, Stapleton and Sir Henry were having wine and cigar. Stapleton excused himself, went out and opened the outhouse. I did not see or hear anything, so I came back.
You say, Watson, that the lady is not there.
No.
That is puzzling.
My God, this fog.
It is moving towards us.
Is that serious?
Very serious. Indeed, the one thing upon earth which could have disarranged my plans. He can't be very long, now. It is already 10 o'clock. Our success and even his life may depend upon his coming out before the fog is over the path.
The night was clear, and fine above us. The stars shone cold and bright, while a full moon bathed the whole scene in a soft, uncertain light. Before us lay the dark bulk of the house, its serrated roof and bristling chimneys hard outlined against the silver-spangled sky. Broad bars of golden light from the lower windows stretched across the orchard and the moor. One of them was suddenly shut off. The servants had left the kitchen. There only remained the lamp, in the dining room where the two men, the murderous host, and the unconscious guest, still chatted over their cigars.
It's 10 p.m. now. Sir Henry should come now.
Thanks, Stapleton, for the dinner. You're welcome, Sir Henry. Good night.
He is there. Let's get closer to him. The moment is coming closer. The Hound.
Ha, ha, ha. Hound. Oh, hell.
Quick, Lestrade, shoot the Hound. Kill it. He is running after Sir Henry.
I don't dare. I will shoot Sir Henry by mistake.
Give the gun to me.
The brute, that hound was running after Sir Henry, and Sir Henry was yelling and shouting. Holmes, Lestrade and I were running after the hound. Save me. He is killing me.
Ended. Finished up. The Hound of Baskervilles is dead. Now let us see what has happened to Stapleton.
But there was no Stapleton to be found. He had died by stepping into the Great Grimpen Mire. Sherlock Holmes and I went back to Baker Street the next day. Holmes, how was the whole plot carried out?
This fellow, Stapleton, was a Baskerville himself. The brother of Sir Charles, Roger, went down to South America. Roger's son was our villain, Stapleton. He knew who he was and wanted all the estate. So he came back to Dartmoor. The fellow had evidently made inquiry, and found that only 2 lives intervened between him and a valuable estate. When he went to Devonshire, his plans were, I believe, exceedingly hazy, but that he meant mischief from the first is evident from the way in which he took his wife with him in the character of his sister. The idea of using her as a decoy was clearly already in his mind, though he may not have been certain how the details of his plot were to be arranged. He meant in the end to have the estate, and he was ready to use any tool or run any risk for that end. His first act was to establish himself as near to his ancestral home as he could, and his second was to cultivate a friendship with Sir Charles Baskerville and with the neighbors. The baronet himself told him about the family Hound, and so prepared the way for his own death. Stapleton, as I will continue to call him, knew that the old man's heart was weakened, that a shock would kill him. So much he had learned from Dr. Mortimer. He had heard also that Sir Charles was superstitious and had taken this grim legend very seriously. His ingenious mind instantly suggested by which the baronet could be done to death. He bought a savage hound from London and hid it in the shed between the Grimpen Mire. Now Stapleton was waiting for his chance. Using Laura Lawrence as a tool, he killed Sir Charles ingeniously. Sir Henry came down to Baskerville Hall. That note was sent to Sir Henry by Mrs. Stapleton. Stapleton was the man who was following us in London in disguise. After a certain period of time, Stapleton went back to Dartmoor and waited for us there. You know rest of the story. And, finally, this has now finished. Everyone is safe now.